So I made a card, and I'm adding something kind of different inside today, but I took a standard 8.5 by 5.5 inch card. I guess down here you can see it a little bit better. And I made a gatefold. So I folded it just a little shy of 2 1/8 inches off of each end. And I made it shy so that I had a gap here. So can you see that gap? Maybe if I bring it a little bit closer, there's actually a gap between these two flaps right here. And I need a gap to make the mechanism that it'll slide be able to have room. So I took that card and I used a ton of products making this card. So I'll kind of walk you through them as we go. So first I have a stitched rectangle, and I use that barn siding paper from our timber paper pack. You can see it right here. This isn't the one that matched this frame, but you get the idea. So you get a frame and you get the inside piece. I took the inside piece and I split it in half. We'll save that for the barn doors. And then I trimmed just a smidge off of both sides here. And what I'm going to do is apply some adhesive. I have like just a little piece of a mat so I can work on this small area. I'm using our monoliquid glue for this. You want to use something probably liquid to give you a little bit of time to move if needed. At least I need a little bit of practice to move it. I don't always get it down first try. And you need to fit it within those folds. And the liquid glue lets you slide a little bit if you need to slide to the left or right or anything like that. So you get that in there, make sure you can fold close, and that's good. The next thing you're going to do is take these two barn doors. I cut down the middle, and then I actually take them like this, and the middle that I cut, I make it face to the inside. Then what I do, if I can find it, is I punch a hole. I'm not seeing my hole punch, but I punch a hole. I want the little door handles that I put on here to be equal. This is a self-healing mat, so I'm just going to use this. I'm trying not to hurt myself. Putting a hole right there, and then I did have a hole punch someplace. Then I take my little brads. We have silver brads. I'm so glad we carry those again. Put it through the hole, and then splay the ends up and down because you don't want it to stick out, right? And I kind of like to push on that so it makes it as flat as can be when I'm mailing my card. And I've been having virtual crops the last few months since we've been dealing with this pandemic. I have virtual crops like every other weekend. So if you're a customer and not a Close to My Heart consultant, or if you're a consultant as one of my downlines, you are welcome to join those. Shoot me a message, I can hook you up. And then I'm just going to take our adhesive, put it on the back of that barn door, and make my handles face the inside. So videos kind of like this or different techniques are what I share in those virtual crops. See how those handles are equal? That's why I did it face to face. Okay, so there's the very basis of our card. I do add a little fence. So this is from, let me find the name of it. Joyful Sunflower Stampin' ThinCuts. And what I do is I put the adhesive on it and line it up with the bottom of my card. That's the easiest way to line it up, I think. Ooh, you know what? That goes this way. I don't want my fence to be upside down, do I? I got quite a bit of glue. We'll put some on both sides. Put it right there. If I line it up with the bottom of my card, I know both sides will line up and be pretty equal. So see how those are equal? And then I just cut off the extra fence. I got the stamp and thin cut set. And the ThinCuts make it so easy to cut out and look nice. I don't know if I would cut it to look quite that nice. There we go. Isn't that a darling little fence across the front? And let's go do our little Farmer John. So this is part of our Paper Pals. If you were in the swap with me through Scattered Hearts, you might have got a different inside, but I thought I'd put a farmer in here today. You notice I was practicing my coloring techniques and shading, so that's why I did his whole body, even though I'd be covering most of it up with my little outfit. This is from Paper Pal Boy. I didn't put any hair on him because the one that I put hair on, honestly, you don't see it much when you put the hat on, so I just skipped that step. And the little cowboy boots, farmer boots, whatever you want to call them, I got those from the Paper Pal Superheroes Stampin' ThinCuts. Are those not adorable? So I'm going to have to trim his jeans because they're sticking out a little bit. Just a smidgen. I want them tucked in his boots. And he's pretty tall. I don't think he's going to quite fit inside my card. It's going to be close. So I'm going to round off his boots just a little bit. Try to make it look like it was supposed to be that way. I did better on the first one than I did the second one. I am clearly a right-handy person, not left-handed. Okay, so then let's put Farmer John inside this card. We don't really have any farming stamp sets in this catalog, so we just improvise and make a farmer, right? This looks like so many of my neighbors, I can't even tell you. Okay. Next, I took 4 pieces of my ruby cardstock, and they are cut to 4 1/8 by 2 5/8. Then I also have half of a frame. Let me find a good one. Half of a frame from, I'm trying to find it, the multi-square window thin cut. I just cut this whole frame in half, and I'm going to use it on the front of this. So here we go. I'm going to take this frame, this half of a multi-frame, and I'm going to glue my animals in it. So this is a pig, and I drew on bodies. So you actually just get the heads to the pig and the horse, but I kind of drew on some bodies so it would look like they were looking out like farm stalls or something like this. We actually do not even have a horse in our set. We have a unicorn. But I cut off the little horn to the unicorn because we're just not unicorn people. We're farm people out here. So I cut off that little horn for my unicorn and made him into a horse. So this will still be wet and I'll be able to slide things down in there, I think. I'm going to glue that frame down. I'm going to glue my pig inside my frame. So I don't know what part of the country you live in, but we have corn all over. Like 3 sides of my house, it's corn. And they always say it's supposed to be knee-high by the 4th of July. Most of it around my house is about chin-high. So I don't know how the corn's doing near you. It's looking pretty good around here. I need to get that under that frame. And then I kind of like their heads to stick out over the frame a little bit if I can. I think it makes it look a little bit more realistic. See his ears sticking out? Put the pig at the bottom because it's the short one. The horse is taller. And then the owl always goes up in the hayloft, right? That's where we always hear him. My neighbor's barn has an owl that hoots at night. Love listening to him. Then I took that same multi-square ThinCut and I cut out some of that barn siding. And I'm just taking the squares from that multi-square and putting them in these empty windows. Kind of finishes off a barn look. So there's one of those panels that measured 4 1/8 by 2 5/8. Then I'm going to take my other 2 panels and I'm going to, or other 3 panels, I'm going to fold 2 of them in half the long ways. You can do this on your cutter with a scoring blade. You can do this however you want. The important part is that you burnish it very well. And what we're going to do is glue these down with the open side facing out. And then I'm going to glue this one on the top so you can see I have a full piece here, 2 folded pieces on the side, and then a full piece on the top. And what this will do is slide up and down between those barn doors, and it's actually what will hold my cards shut. So here you go. And there is my little barn card.
So if you enjoyed this card, I would like you to hit the like and then go ahead and hit subscribe button and turn on all the notifications so you don't miss out on any future inspiration. If you'd like to place an order, please go to Kati.ctmh.com. Thanks.